Hey guys, I'm Layla. Today we're going to be checking out the Raid Shadow Legends lore story for Arnorn the Shining, brand new dwarf legendary that was added into the game. Ironically, I didn't even know he was in here. I was paying more attention to like all the fusion stuff, right? So with that, let's check out his story. Laughing, shouting, stomping and singing, clad in glimmering scaled plate, Arnorn the Shining is impossible to miss. He is, after all, the Mountain King of Hrothgrim, the gilded canton of the Glimmering Caverns, and the Sky Iron Dominion. Famed for its hardy miners, vast gold reserves, magnificent opulence, and fiercely proud citizens, Hrothgrim could not have a more appropriate leader than Arnorn, who embodies these traits, some say, to the point of success. The gold from Hrothgrim's mines flow into the Royal Mint, Sky Iron's only such manufactory. Each year, many thousands of coins, each a masterwork impossible to counterfeit, are produced there and go on to grease the wheels of the Dominion's unstoppable engines of trade. Without Hrothgrim's mineral wealth, Sky Iron's global trade network would grind to a halt. Arnorn is well aware of the importance of his canton and, by extension, himself. The heraldic beast of the Hrothgrim Canton is the Golden Cave Monitor, a fearsome giant lizard. They are the apex predators of the caves they rule over, fearing nothing, not even armed dwarves. Their scales have a polished golden hue and stand out starkly in the dark caverns, shining when exposed to the smallest glimmer of light. Having nothing to fear, the lizard's coloration is no detriment to their survival, and they use it to signal their fitness to potential mates. The Hrothgrim dwarves revere the monitors for their strength, beauty, territoriality, and tenacity, all qualities that they themselves strive to demonstrate. Their ceremonial armor of the Mountain King of Hrothgrim is styled after these magnificent, shimmering reptiles. In demeanor and style, Arnorn is the quintessential Hrothgrim dwarf. He is a flashy, chatty, boisterous, bold, and delights in wealth and comfort. Whether golden baubles, fine food and drink, or the company of only the finest entertainers and companions. But his ostentation is not mere vanity, and he does not indulge lightly. What outsiders might call decadence, Arnorn considers a tribute to the hard work of his subjects, who bring Hrothgrim his prosperity. Being a stunning, captivating display of that collective toil is, Arnorn believes, a vital duty. Their wealth is hard-earned and well-deserved, and to downplay it would be to show ingratitude and thus dishonor it. Any who perceive Arnorn as a soft and pampered dandy would do well to witness him on the field of battle. Being famously prosperous means Hrothgrim is perpetually beset by thieves and raiders, and has even fought petty wars against other cantons over the centuries, as other dwarf factions sought to take a portion of Hrothgrim's resources for their own. For his unswerving devotion to Hrothgrim's defenses and his eagerness to personally wade into combat at the forefront of his troops, Arnorn is well respected among his fellow mountain kings for all his excesses. He's ever been as invested in the martial success of his people as his general, strategist, and mightiest warriors. The dwarves respect kings who don't shy away from battle, but even Arnorn's subjects, especially his long-suffering bodyguards, think that Arnorn sometimes goes too far in his eagerness to get stuck in. One out of scores of battles against a gang of orc and ogre raiders particularly stands in the memories of most. Bellowing taunts and war cries and hacking apart the surface dwellers, Arnorn did not notice he had been separated from his honor guard and was dangerously isolated. By the time the enemy sounded a retreat, Arnorn was on the verge of collapse, moments away from being overpowered and dragged off as a hostage. When his bodyguards arrived at his side, he chided them for failing to keep up with him, not the first time he had made such a complaint. As far as Arnorn is concerned, any fighters wishing to stand by him had better be as tough and fearless as himself, and by putting himself in danger, he spurs his underlings to fight even harder and hone their skills. Another notable escapade of Arnorn's was a diplomatic mission to Port Wretched, where he offended the Mountain King of Gloomdeep Hold, Durin, with an exceptionally generous gift. The dour and jealous dwarf already had a low view of Sky Iron after meeting the Sky Iron Admiral and seeing the gaudiness of his uniform. It took all of Durin's will to not refuse, an act which would have enraged Arnon and would have hated to see his people's work scorned. But Gloomdeep's Mountain King was furious nonetheless. Arnorn pays little attention to distant rivals, preferring to dote on his spirited wife and their many beardlings, his most valued treasures, growing up in the halls of his gilded palace. His lineage is secure, and with it, the future of Hrothgleim. The richness of his life comes alongside great responsibility, and with much to be grateful for, he has much to defend. Okay, so this is the lore story for Arnorn the Shining, and it seems like they also make him kind of like a dwarf king, right? Like we have the Mountain King, and they talk about the Mountain King of like the Gloom Iron Sky Iron Dominion, and so now we have Arnorn, who apparently is like a king of his dwarf dominion as well too. And I gotta say, like, I think it's a lot of fun that they did kind of like this dragon thing with him as well too. Though I'm expecting that might be more in honor of these golden cave monitors that they were talking about. That's probably what it is. Yes, it's a ceremonial armor is styled after the magnificent shimmering reptiles. So this is meant to be more so like those cave monitors. But I'd love to know what you guys think for the lore story for Arnorn the Shining. Drop me some comments down below, and thanks for watching.